Hey guys, back with another behind the scenes vlog on the channel here. Today what we're doing is sort of like a music video, sort of live uh, performance with a band. We have a 5-piece band and we rented this studio, and there's sort of like a DJ and violin player, guitar player, all that kind of stuff. We're shooting on two Blackmagic cameras, actually three Blackmagic cameras, two 6K Pros and a full frame. And yeah, we had a pretty decent sized crew, and we had a couple of people helping out with lighting. So we were doing the front lighting, key light and fill, and then we had a whole nother team that was helping with these like two DJ style lights in the background. And then we also had our overhead lighting, which we were kind of talking about and trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We did some AI visualization with a couple of, this pink to blue gradient, and I created a couple of mock-ups with AI just to kind of see what it would look like. We've all shot in this studio before, but it's a little bit different. It's changed over the years. It used to be a much larger studio. Now it's condensed into two different pieces, two different parts. So it's actually two studios now. It's this one where you see these colored overhead lights, and it's actually a pretty iconic studio. And then it also has this other part that they've created on this other side, which has all these different like tube lights around and this blue carpet kind of area. So now it's actually two different studios, but we just use this other side as a staging area. So the reason this is an iconic studio, it's actually been used in a ton of music videos and commercials. Also, there's been part of it that's been used in the Batman as the Batcave. So if you've seen the Batman movie with, I think it was Christian Bale, where they had the Batcave, this is actually the location. It's Popsicle Studio. So pretty cool studio. So they did a lot of the heavy lifting as far as controlling the overheads. It was all DMX'd with an iPad, so that was pretty easy. We were able to just kind of find a cool pattern with the colors that we wanted that matched what the artists were doing, and also the background lights and the DJ lights. So we started off this first set, and I was on a monopod. I don't shoot very often on a monopod, but it just kind of seemed like the thing to do because my first shot was very static, and then the rest of it I was on easy rig and was handheld. So, but for the static stuff, I just went on a monopod, and then we had this slider going back and forth, and we also had another camera, the full frame camera. It was just kind of our master wide. For lighting, we had this double header with two 200-watt fixtures, Amaran fixtures. We had sort of a larger softbox and a smaller softbox. And then on the other side, we had a lantern. So we had these two fixtures were kind of wrapping around the front, and then this other lantern off to the left side, camera left, was our fill, and our key was set to about a T4, and our fill side was, I believe, a T2. So about 2-to-1 ratio, I believe that is. We started shooting pretty quickly once everybody arrived and got their clothes on, got everything set up. This band was actually really good. It was cool to kind of see their style and everything. A lot of people were shooting behind the scenes. It was just a fun thing to do, get some cool clips. And we started off really wide. We did a couple of performance takes, and then we quickly went in for coverage. The client was actually really detailed, and they gave us a good idea of what they wanted for this shoot. So that was pretty cool. They gave us like notes, essentially, almost like a shot list. So it was pretty easy to follow and get all the coverage that they needed. But at the end of the day, we just kind of resorted to shooting 3 cameras, multicam, wide, medium, and close. And we kind of stuck on the same focal lengths that we were using. The 2 other cameras, the full frame and the other 6K Pro, we're using the DZO Cata Ace lenses. We had the 18-35 and I believe the 35-70. So the full frame was on the 18-35, real wide. and then the other one on the slider was 35 to 70, kind of like medium close-ups. And then I had an 18 to 35 Sigma, and I was getting a little bit closer while I was handheld here on the Easy Rig, and I was getting what I could, moving in and out. Here I was on a wider shot, but as each person started to do their soloing, we moved in and got good coverage of them. Pretty cool. I like how they redid this studio. Seems like they spent a lot of money, and probably they're getting more bookings now that there's two sides to it. So it's pretty cool. I like they have their nice dressing room and how everything was set up really well. Here is Isaiah. He's kind of a producer, director. He kind of works with the band. He's getting everybody hyped up. And we had the Hollyland headsets on, so we were all communicating. And he was giving us the cues of how he would say guitar or violin or drums. And he would just tell everybody kind of what part was coming up so that we could anticipate who was about to come up and solo. And, he knew the song a lot better than us. So the Hollyland headsets were helping out like that. So over the loud music, we were able to hear each other and coordinate and get the timing really well. Here we are just kind of recomposing and just getting our shot. This is Tess. Tess is sort of the director. She kind of brought me onto this set. I've worked with her. If you watch some of the other vlogs, we did some other shoots together, as well as her boyfriend Rob, who's a good friend of mine, also talented director, shooter, cinematographer. But yeah, we work together all the time. Pretty good team, and yeah, they were just loving the shots that we were getting. We didn't have any sort of time code, so we had to just clap as our slate to get all the cameras to sync. I think it would be nice to have some sort of time code or sync in the future. I was looking at something like the Deity or the the Tentacle Sync, something like that would be kind of cool. But for this, it was such a low budget video, and it was so quick, we didn't really think about messing with time code. So it might be a little challenging to edit. But yeah, we actually knocked this whole thing out in, I think, 2.5 hours. We were in there and out. So it helped to have some really good pre-production. The band was really good. They were very on point, really fun to hang out with. And yeah, they just nailed their performances, so it was really easy. Not a lot of retakes or anything like that. And with multicam, we were able to just really get everything really quick. We did some stills here at the end, and yeah, that's about it for it, guys. Once again, I'm Scott Stevenson. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out some of my past videos, as well as subscribe to see my future ones. Peace, guys.